Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for my camera. I got in this morning, and for the life of me, I've tried every single step I could possibly think of, and I could not get my camera working this morning. So it's something I'll have to figure out. But you'll have the opportunity to see my beautiful wife, Tammy, here. So, Tammy, why don't we begin with how did we get introduced to GotBackup?
Yeah. So, first of all, I wanted to welcome everybody. Chris and I just did our final beach walk this morning. So, we're a little bit rushed. And yeah, so Chris and I, we met Joel, gosh, years ago, at least what, 20 plus years, and watched our kids grow up. We've known him for a long time, the owner of Got Backup. And he built a very powerful company called Global Virtual Opportunities, which is the parent company of this project, Got Backup. And we watched him grow and have his success online, and he watched us grow and have our success in the network marketing space. And we reconnected a couple years ago. He was telling us about the Got Backup project, and it was really interesting, and everybody uses devices, so for us it was like, oh, okay. So we had to look at the information just like you're going to look at today, and we just joined because we knew that it's the future. We're going to show you some graphs so you get an idea of where this is going. And yeah, and we haven't looked back. It's been a couple years now, and we're growing very fast globally. It's been a lot
And
of fun.
that's an understatement. And welcome to Esther from Accra, Ghana, Andres from South Africa, MC from Texas, and welcome to all of you that will be popping in as we are presenting live here. And folks, the reason why Tammy and I really got interested in the opportunity is because we've made some friendship from all over the world in different parts of the globe, understanding that the economy has shifted in a way that a lot of folks have a very hard time moving forward financially. And we saw an opportunity here where we can empower families globally with a service that everyone needs and an opportunity that everyone can afford. And because of that, we saw massive growth and success possibilities. So we saw that it would be a time where people can turn their dreams into reality. Like on that picture here, you see the family here with the father showing off the brand new set of keys because he bought this new home, or going on a vacation where you want to, not where you can afford to, or adding to new members of the family, understanding the cost of living today is questioning a lot of people. Can we afford having so many children in our lives? And that should not be the reason why you have them or not. And then, and the last one on the far right, which I think is very important, is we work an entire life for the fruit of our labor. And we know that because of the changes that's occurring in the world today, that a lot of people's nest eggs have been slashed in pieces, and they're worried about their future. What if that we could be deviated by the fact that now there's another stream of income that be created to replace maybe what was lost, or at least may go up in the future, but for the time being is not satisfying for people's need for cost of living. So this is what we want to introduce to you here this morning on the East Coast. Back to you, Tabby.
Yeah, it's all about turning dreams into reality. So, Chris and I are just average people. And years back, we decided that we wanted to live a life that we're going to choose to live, and not live a life that, most people are living today, where they just can't get up and go to the beach because they want to go to the beach. We have a beach lifestyle because we created it. And so this is our second home. We're going back to Toronto tomorrow. And so that's why we're here. We're here to help people to expand their opportunity to be able to earn extra money so that they can do whatever they want in with their families. Chris showed you some examples, but you probably have your own example. So why are you here is the big question.
Absolutely. And folks, at the end of the day here, we're dealing with a company that began in 1997 from Gatineau, Quebec. And this is where I met Joel. And I was using his service by needing a server to host my website. That's all how it all started. I remember Joel telling me that they had so many customers and the growth was so overwhelming that the fiber optic, these are the cables on the ground to be able to support the bandwidth. This is like the traffic on a super highway. When you hit traffic and you bumper to bumper, well, that's what happened when the bandwidth is too small. So he needed to go into Texas. And as a matter of fact, he moved into, you can see a small picture here, which we'll share a quick video, in a 10,000 square feet now called a data center. So folks, this is very exciting, and it's a debt-free company. Let's hear from Joel. Has he kind of share with you a little bit of what's going on the back end here? Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure, and how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room, and what we're going to do is we're going to take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I want to explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm going to code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have, hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure.
And there is actually more to this video that you can actually access from the back office of GotBackup. But to continue with our trend presentation here, folks, there is 2 global trends that we want to talk about. And again, understanding, folks, that any investors, anybody who has wealth, they really tend to focus, where are the trends? Where are people going now? What are they spending your money into? And folks, what we're going to share with you here, it's a wonderful opportunity that's opening the door to many with a price point that everybody can afford. So why don't we start with the trend number 1?
Yeah, so almost 15 billion devices in the world today. Data storage is a massive, massive trend. I mean, we're living in a paperless world now. And so everything is being put on devices, and it needs to be saved. in a safe way.
That's an
Huge
understatement.
opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, and even if this slide is a bit older, folks, it's because that's the slide that shows a massive shift in a percentage of global mobile traffic from 2011 to 2023, from 6% to 60%. I don't know about you, but that screams opportunity. Here's another one. The size of cloud storage market worldwide from 2022 to 2030, folks, went from 90 billion in revenue, and they're predicting close to $500 billion. And I think that's conservative. I think it'll be close to $750 billion, because people are recognizing the importance of storing their data outside of their devices. So here's
Yeah, when
one
I
of the
saw
reasons.
that chart, Chris, that was the deciding factor. It's the trend, right? So it's all about jumping in front of the wave and catching the wave, where most people miss the wave. This is a time to get involved, because we were talking about that just not too long ago. Today we were having some conversations that this is going to be massive in 5 years from now. People who make a decision to come on board is going to do extremely well if they tell other people, of course. And cell phone addiction is is definitely there. On our walk today, I was taking the moment, on the journey, just enjoying the waves, and on my feet, the water was so warm, and just looking around, and everybody had their phones. It was crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's definitely an addiction. We use it for everything. That's the bottom line. Is we have so much accessibility with a phone device, so that's why people are on it all the time.
That's another statement. And because of that, folks, the data loss is a growing concern. That's why the trend is
Mhm.
growing. 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their cell phones or lost their data. Think about it, folks. You lost your cell phone, and it might be 3 to 5 years of information in there, or even your laptop.
Mhm.
5,700 screens are cracked every hour. Laptop, cell phone stolen every 43 seconds. And I think these numbers have increased quite a bit since that was originally designed 2 years ago. So understand, folks, that things are not necessarily getting better in some areas. In others, they are. But the fact here, folks, is here's another message that people are looking for solutions.
Yeah, and everybody gets these messages, and it's annoying, actually. So you have two choices. At the end of the day, you pay more or you start deleting stuff, and nobody wants to go in and delete all their memories. I mean, some people might have time, but who has time in today's world to bother with this stuff? So that's why people pay more. And that's why we want to talk to you about the Got Backup opportunities, because you get so much more value.
Yes, and that brings us to trend number 2, folks, is to making more money. 42% of Americans have side gigs. 62% of Gen Z folks. These are our children, 18 to 25 years of age. I know my kids have their own businesses. What about the rest of the world here, folks? This is what the opportunity is presenting to you. You can leverage these global trends with GotBackup. That is exciting. And sometimes when something new comes about to create an income stream, most people are not aware. And because they're not aware, and they're not in an area to be aware of the possibilities, they miss the window of opportunities. You are here today, and those of you listening to this are here today, have the opportunity to see the potential. So Tammy, let's talk a little bit about our main product here.
Yeah, this is my favorite part. 6 terabytes of data storage. You can have, in your account, you can have 5 additional members and unlimited devices. All that for less than $10 a month. It's actually $9.97. There's 3 times more value than the competitors. But what really, really excited me was the fact you could have 6 people on one account. So families, every single family needs this. So that's why we saw this huge opportunity and where it's going, the trend with the data storage. And there's a great way to earn income, home-based business. Everybody wants to have flexibility to work from home or work from wherever. It doesn't matter. You can sit on the beach and build this business. So yeah, this slide is so important. Yeah, when we saw all this, we're like, yep, we're in. We're definitely in.
And if you look at the competitors, if you're considering this, well, what about iCloud? What about Dropbox? What about Google Drive? We're not saying that we're better than everybody else. What we're saying is we have 6 terabytes for the price of 2. So within the same price range, they have 2 terabytes. And on top of that, you have an unlimited amount of devices. And trust me, a lot of companies have a lot of restrictions, and you'll find that out once you start using them. But we got backup. There is barely no restrictions as long as you're within the 6 terabytes, which is more space than most people can need, actually. And that's what makes it exciting. We prefer the year package. The reason why is you pay one time. So you don't have to be ding on your credit cards every single month, which is what most people do. But actually, most people in GotBackup will choose to pay for the year because you have 2 months for free. If you do the math, we have 12 months, $9.97 a month. That would be about $119.97. So you're paying $99.97. So you're saving 2 months. And on top of that, folks, again, there's so much more to it. And you look at our competitors, iCloud 360. Dropbox 660, Google Drive 216, and again, folks, these numbers might have changed, but I assure you that our prices are unbelievable. But that comes with something else really interesting, and we'll cover. So why don't we summarize what we have here, Tammy, before we show folks how to install the app on your phone?
Yeah, so 6 terabytes, $9.97 a month. And that includes up to 6 people on one account. You've got your Android, you got your iPhone, you can any devices, right? And you saw the video about the storage and the security, and you can see there's a 30-day money back guarantee. I don't know anybody who would set this up, which Chris is going to show you how simple it is, and go off to go back to 2 terabytes. There's just no sense to it at all. So that's why it's such a huge opportunity.
I totally I agree, Tammy. And folks, at the end of the day, this is the only cloud storage that will pay you. So one competitor says, well, what about this product? What about this company? What about that company? Well, first of all, we're most likely have more space than they do. And by the way, there's a new update on the app this morning I would say on the iPhone anyway. And I got a notification. I just updated the app and everything is cool. And that's what I love about GotBackup. They're constantly following the trends, and there's so many things that they offer. And the fact here is, making money with GotBackup is absolutely awesome. So while we're on that point, Tammy, why don't we explain a little bit of how can we summarize this on how we make money with GotBackup?
Yeah, so you can see there's 7 ways to earn. Highlighted the 3 is the focus, because that's really building the foundation. And then the rest are bonuses as you build your business. So let's get started. So the customer acquisition bonus, CAB for short, that's when somebody decides they want to be a member because they want to benefit from the value, but they also want to be able to tell other people and earn some income. And so if they decide to come in monthly at the $9.97, they're going to get 200% up front. So if we round it off $10, you're going to get $20 up front. And Chris shared with you earlier that you can also go annual, which is rounded off $100. You're saving a couple months of payments, which, hey, that's a deal, right? And you're going to get 50% upfront, which is massive, you guys. If you have many people doing this is massive. And 25% on different packages that they have or roll out in the future. It's it helps everybody grow their business. And the bottom part is simple: customers 25% ongoing. So let's share a couple examples, Chris, to make it really simple. Let's say you have 20 people want to get started. Super simple, because it's such an inexpensive way to build a business, and you get so much value. 200% upfront, like I said. So $20 times 20 people, $400 in commission. You're not limited to the amount of people. Chris was sharing earlier that imagine all of these people went yearly instead. That's $50 times 20 people. So it's actually really, really good money. And the best part is we haven't even scratched the surface of the potential in every single neighborhood or market, right? So this is, we get excited when we talk about this.
Absolutely. And of course, it's the customer.
Yeah, customer simple, 20 customers, 25% ongoing, rounded off to the $10 item, $2.50 ongoing. So that's $50 a month if you have 20 people.
And folks, this is the front end. What Tammy talked about. Now think about this, folks. It's really entirely up to you how much money you want to make. It's about $49.97. Okay. But let's just say $50 every time you introduce someone who GotBackup. Do the math. Times 20, times 30, times 100. There's a lot of income here up front. Now,
Mhm.
once you build the upfront, now I'm going to share with you what happened on the back end. And this is a cycle earnings. There is two trees. There's a left team and a right team. So if you bring 2 people or 10 people or 100 people, they have to be divided on either side. As you can see, the indirect referral, it's someone that you don't know has sponsored someone into their team. You just happen to be on the path. Just as the direct person underneath indirect, he happens to be in the path of your next sponsorship. That's the power of team commission. So let's cover now the cycle bonus. There are 2 tiers. What that means is there's more money on tier 2 than there is on tier 1. And I'll explain to you how you get from tier 1 to tier 2 in a minute. But what you need to do to qualify is step 1 is you need to activate. Just like you're paying your Amazon Prime, your Netflix, your Disney Plus, whatever service you pay on a monthly basis, as long as you pay every month, you have access to it. Just like this here, you have and GotBackup is really, really kind and generous in the event you choose to change your mind. But the fact is, that's what you need to remain active. Number 2 is you need to enroll 2 people, 1 on your left team, 1 on your right team. Once you've done that, you've done the minimum part for you to qualify to earn your cycles. From that point on, number 3 is to earn cycles. The system needs to recognize there is 6 people in your business. It could be brought in by you, maybe people above you, or combined, or the people that you brought in has brought others. When the system recognizes there is a ratio of 4 to 2, which is 4 on one side, 2 on the other side, that's a total of 6 people, you cycle. And the cycle will probably say, well, how much is it worth? Well, it's based on the company's profitability in that month. And it's also based on your rank, which I'll cover in a minute. So the key is that's the foundation. And think about Dropbox, who has 700 million users. Do the math on the possibilities if you happen to be part of an equation where there's momentum. That's why we're excited about this. This one of your number 3 is cycle match. This is an income you earn when you reach a level of Sapphire. And I'll explain to you that in a minute. Sapphire here is you earn 25% from the person you personally brought in based on their cycle earnings, up to $1,000. That's a cap. So you can make more than $1,000 unless you choose to move from a Sapphire to an Emerald. Now you have a maximum of $2,000 for every person that you sponsor. So folks, look at the ladder here. $20,000 if you happen to be sponsoring someone that reached a black diamond and they're cycling galore. This is for one person. What if you brought 10 people, 15 people, 100 people, and they're earning anywhere between $10 to hundreds of dollars to tens of thousands of dollars? Do you understand the potential here? That's what we call the matching bonus on team performance. And the other bonuses here are added bonus as you move up in rank based on what's happening in your business. Generation bonus is every time there's a $10 in your business underneath you, it will give you 2.5% out of that. Again, it may not seem like a lot when you talk about one person, but what if there's tens of thousands? What about dynamic compression? It's exactly number 4. It just goes deeper in the tree. And there's rank pools. So by reaching certain ranks, you get a bonus just by reaching this rank, which is divided among all the other people that rank on that at that same level. And there's leadership bonus. So folks, this is really, really generous. So Tammy, let's summarize a simple system that people need to duplicate to be able to cash in.
Yeah, and it really is that simple. Doesn't matter how busy people are, they can do this. And so basically you sign up, you get your first 2 people, like Chris showed you, the team structure, 1 left, 1 right. Super simple. Okay. And then go out and do the same thing. Go get 2 more people, 1 left, 1 right. And then you teach and duplicate within the organization. And Chris is going to share with you the different levels of ranks going up, and there's different qualifications, but this is the simple foundation. And if you can duplicate this simple foundation within everybody in the organization, this is going to grow exponentially.
I totally agree. How do we get started?
Yeah, so it's a $20 fee, and that is annual, which is so minimal. I come from traditional business. It costs a lot of money to have a business. $20 annual. And then you decide whether you want to pay monthly or yearly. Totally up to you. That's simple.
And folks, we are currently serving 157 countries strong. So there are people in all these countries that are using GotBackup. This is where we're about to hit some momentum here, folks. And there's going to be some announcements. I know this coming Saturday, Joel is doing an amazing training while Tammy are traveling back to Canada. You don't want to miss that. But folks, I'm telling you, there's a lot of great things that are coming about. Don't give up on your dreams. And talk about recognition and achievements where baby cries for it and adults die for it, folks. This is the ladder of success that Tammy talked about that will determine on how much you can qualify or how much money you can qualify for from the comp plan. As a bronze, you brought in one person. Okay. So that means you're starting. As a copper, you know, when Tammy talked about bringing one on the left, one on the right, that's when you duplicate. That is the building block. This is what you want to do. That's the work. So the moment you sponsor one on the left, one on the right, you are qualified. And at that point, every time you introduce someone else to the business and they duplicate that, that's what Tammy talked about, they became copper. Then you move up from a copper to a silver because someone in your team that you're personally sponsored or someone that they've sponsored that come from one you personally sponsored became copper. Only one. And that when you're a silver. As a gold, now you become a bit more serious. This is the building, this is the benchmark. Okay. This is your core rank. So you want to reach goal. How do you do that? But you need to have sponsored 5 people. Here I am putting 5 in the air. My camera's not working. You're putting 5 people into your business. And out of those 5 people, 3 of them have to become copper. Okay. It could be doesn't have to be the one you brought in, but as long as it comes in from someone you brought in. And there's a total of 25 people on your team. Boom. Now you're a gold. Now, as a platinum, this is a very important rank. Why? Remember when I talk about tier 1 and tier 2? Well, tier 2 is almost 3 times the amount of tier 1. So you want to become a platinum. How do you do that? Well, you need to have sponsored 10 people on your team. Here I am again putting my 10s in the air. You need to put 10 people on your team. Okay. From there, you need to make sure that, that's it. I mean, that you need to make sure that 4 of them becomes copper. So that means they're duplicating. And there's a total of 40 people on your team. Now you're a platinum. So now you're earning tier 2 on the cycles. As a sapphire, if you recall, that's when you start earning the matching cycles. So every time you introduce someone to the business, then you earn a percentage. Now, to become a sapphire, you need to have sponsored 10 people, say the same 10 that we talked about. Okay. But the difference is you need to have a 5th person to become a copper. Do you understand what we're doing here? The comp plan is encouraging you to do the right activity by duplicating coppers. And then there's a 50 people on your team. Now you're a sapphire. Now you start earning these bonuses that we talked about. And as an emerald, just a bit more. And as a ruby, it's all about duplicating. So, folks, this is very, 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 very exciting. Let's talk about the support that is offered, Tammy.
Yeah, so you have personalized referral links. Chris is going to show you a little bit in the back office. You have a personalized landing page. You have an email marketing system that's built in for free. When I saw that, when we joined, I said to Chris, I said, this is huge. And, you know, he pays for email marketing system for years. Chris has paid for different stuff, and here it's embedded into your back office. I thought that was really, really. Joel is very generous in what he gives for value. You have marketing tools that are always upgrading. You have regular online presentations. This is Chris and I doing it on our team YouTube channel. We also have the company, which is every Wednesday night. You have several different leaders that are different languages doing presentations in different countries. That's available, and team training. Again, you got team training support from your leaders, from different leaders around the world, different languages. And the company has one every Saturday at 10 a.m. on the company YouTube channel, Global Virtual Opportunities, 10 a.m. Put that in your calendar. That is training. And so if you're evaluating this for the first time, we've got a lot of years experience in this industry. And what they have lined up for you is unbelievable. Jump on board and learn how to do this, because in 5 years from now, it's going to be massive.
I agree, Tammy. And just on that note, I'm just looking at an email that went out. We got backup right now. Join my epic webinar this Saturday, from 0 to 300 million with magnetic marketing. Folks, again, you
Ooh,
don't want to miss
that would
these
be great
trainings. They're designed to help you grow your business. This is the kind of support that you get, including for your $9.97. Folks, it's a product everyone needs in a business that everyone can afford. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Moving on here to, let me just kind of share with you. And again, for those of you that just joined in, the reason why my camera's not there, this morning I just came in and it's just not working. So I'll figure this out later. But what's going on here, folks, is looking at this. When you come in, this is your back office. This is your rank. This is your support. And this, I just want to focus on two links here. Use this tool and reseller tool. So use this tool. It will take you to this slide over here. Okay. And as you get here, and I should have clicked that earlier. Sometime it takes a little bit of time to get on there. Okay. So as this is going there, just while it's waiting, what
And you won't
that's
see
happening
this
is
when you join. You won't see that part. That's older.
correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. So what's happening is you can see here that I have 4 computers. This is the one that's in in Toronto. This is the one here that happens to be behind me, which you won't see at the moment. And if you recall, presentation in the past that we've done, this computer used to say 2.2 terabytes. I wanted to delete this backup, and I'm creating a brand new one. But this time, I divided those 2 computers. So I have here my MacBook Pro 15-inch 2018, and I did all that yesterday. These are big, over 1.5, 1.6 terabytes. So it should be done by tonight. Okay. So the next time you see me present, you'll see that these would have been updated. So that right now, it's actually being done, being backed up as we speak. Eventually, it'll be just like that. And very soon, you're going to have some button here that you'll be able to click on and actually see your actual directories instead of just doing a restore. Okay. And as you are here into your back office, again, if you recall, what I did is I click on the GotBackup and use this tool. And then from here, what you need to do is you need to install either the Windows version or the Mac version. This is an application that you install on your computer that's doing the backup that I'm sharing with you over here. Really, 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 absolutely awesome. This over here, you saw in the video, you can click on these buttons or simply go to the Google Play Store or the App Store, and just type in GotBackup, install it exactly the way it was on the video, and everything will be backed up. And for me to show you how this looks like, this is right now on my cell phone, okay? So you can see if you had an Android, it says Android upload. That says iPhone upload. So if I click on this, you can see all of my pictures. Well, all the directories are here. If I go to 2024, that is a full calendar month. From January to December, all my pictures are over here. If I go back to 2025, so those of you that's been following us, you notice that in the beginning of the year, it says January here, then February, then March, then April. Now we're in May. So this is a complete set and forget. The phone always runs the app. I make sure that it runs every time, because every time I take a picture, it's going to take the pictures on my phone and bring them to the cloud, and it's going to add it over here. If one day I'm saying, you know what? I have right now so much pictures that I don't have enough space on my device. You can turn around and you can say, not on your cloud, but on your phone. I say, I'm going to delete everything from, let's say, 2019 all the way up to this. Okay. So let's say all of these, I want to delete those, not from the cloud, folks, but let's say I want to delete from my phone. I just delete from my phone. I know they're here on the cloud. And now I can have more space to use my phone again. So, folks, that's very, very powerful. The other one I want to talk about here is your reseller tools. Let's go to the reseller tools over here. This is what Tammy talked about on the support. Most people have to spend money from, let's say, ClickFunnels or others every single month to be able to get those capture pages created. And you have to create them. They're done for you here. This one here is the most recent one, which is absolutely awesome. Because when people click on that link, it has an amazing video. Once they click and register for their free account, it's going to give you more information, a bit of training, a bit of education on exactly what they're signing up for. Plus, you can choose to have your emails all set up, and you're going to be receiving 20 emails from the day that they chose to enroll for your free account. Encourage them to upgrade. That's what a funnel is designed to do, folks. That is very, very powerful. This one is a bit an older version. It doesn't create a free account, but all it's going to do is it's going to add them into an email that again, if you set them up, you'll receive 10 or 30 emails for the next 30 days or the next 10 days from the time they've enrolled. If someone wants to sign up, you give him this link over here, and then you can go ahead and enroll on the spot. If you're doing some Facebook ad campaign, you can use these ones over here. You see what I'm saying here, folks? Everything is done for you. You got information here on your business. You got an internal wallet. And folks, we have all these trainings available to help you build your business. Folks, at the end of the day, we recommend for you to start right now. You got a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you choose to change your mind, they will give you a full refund, folks. So you don't have to put stuff in the mail. It's all digital. It is so simple. It's a product that everyone needs in a business that everyone can afford. Do not hesitate. Get started. Let the person know that you're ready to get started. And from that point on, we look forward to welcome you into the team of GotBackup. Anything else, Tammy, you want to add? You want to add as we end?
I just love all of the organization part of this. You know, before we joined GotBackup, I had some stuff in Dropbox. I had stuff in Google Drive. I was paying for different accounts. And now everything is in one place in GotBackup. I'm saving money, but everything is so structured. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
So everybody, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope that you're going to be attending the training on Saturday. I know I'm going to be listening to the recording because I look forward to hear what Joel has to share. So have yourself a great, great rest of your day. Have a great, wonderful weekend, and we will see you on Wednesday next week. Bye for now.